Hello everyone, I'm Constantino de Miguel, and in this video we're going to dive into the fascinating world of the languages of China. This country is not only vast in territory, history and culture, but also in linguistic diversity. Today we'll talk about the differences between Mandarin, Cantonese, and other important varieties. Join us on this linguistic journey. Welcome to the Prime Channel. China is home to an incredible diversity of languages. According to Ethnologue, around 300 languages are spoken in that Asian country. These languages belong to several language families, with the most important being the Sino-Tibetan family, which includes Chinese, and the Altaic family, among others. Within the Sino-Tibetan family, we find the Tibeto-Burman languages and the Sino-Tibetan languages. The Chinese group includes several dialects that, although they share a common root, can be mutually unintelligible. This is where Mandarin, Cantonese, and other important varieties come into play.
你好，你好，你好，¿Cómo estás? 你好吗？你好吗？你好吗？
Mandarin, or Putonghua, as it's known in China, is the official language of the country and the mother tongue of about 70% of the Chinese population. Over 1 billion people speak it, which is more than double the number of Spanish speakers. In fact, Mandarin is the language with the most speakers in the world, one of the 6 official languages of the United Nations. Its standard pronunciation is based on the Beijing dialect and is the language of instruction in schools and also in the media throughout China. Mandarin is characterized by its tonal system with 4 main tones, such as the Beijing dialect, that can change the meaning of the same word. For example, ma with a high tone, ma with a rising tone, and ma with a falling tone.
寨子里都进贼了，还读什么书？
那我48寨也用不着你来出头。
Cantonese, known as Yueyu, is mainly spoken in Guangdong Province, Hong Kong, and Macau. Although it has fewer speakers than Mandarin, it is a vital and culturally rich language, especially in the fields of business and entertainment. One of the main differences between Mandarin and Cantonese is the number of tones. While Mandarin has 4 tones, Cantonese has between 6 to 9 tones, depending on the linguistic analysis. This indeed makes Cantonese quite more tonally complex and can be quite challenging for many Mandarin speakers. Cantonese certainly indeed significantly preserves more elements of classical Chinese in both its vocabulary and its grammar when compared to Mandarin. Moreover, it has its own set of additional characters called traditional characters, which are used in Hong Kong and Taiwan, as well as opposed to the more commonly used simplified characters in mainland China.
可是在中国内部一直是认为粤语是一个方言，为什么？因为在我们的认知当中，称得上是另外一种语言的是那些少数民族。
Besides Mandarin and Cantonese, there are other varieties of Chinese that deserve attention. Some of the most important ones are Shanghainese, which is part of the Wu dialect group, mainly spoken in the Shanghai region and its surroundings. This Shanghai dialect is distinguished by its different tonal system and its pronunciation, which can sound very different from Mandarin to non-speakers.
阿拉基本上在讲上海话，但是伊拉会眼其他方言，因为上海是一个移民的城市，所以上海话里向会得有交关其他地方的口音，比如讲苏州闲话。
Minnan, also known as Hokkien or Taiwanese, is a variety of Chinese and is commonly spoken in Fujian province, as well as in Taiwan and in Chinese communities in Southeast Asia. This dialect has a rich literary and cultural history, with a large number of speakers in Taiwan, where it is actively taught and promoted.
人人生而自由，在尊严和权利上一律平等。 因富有理性甲良心，并应该以兄弟关系的精神相对待。
Hakka is spoken by the Hakka people, an ethnic Han group that mainly lives in southern China, as well as in Taiwan and Chinese diaspora communities around the world. Hakka has its own unique and distinct cultural and linguistic identity, with its own distinctive tonal system and vocabulary.
Hakka 1, 2, 3
Despite the differences between these varieties of Chinese, they share some common characteristics and features. They all use Chinese characters for writing, although there are regional differences and variations in the use of traditional and simplified characters. In addition, the basic grammatical structures are generally quite similar, which makes mutual understanding easier in written terms, although oral communication can be a challenge due to phonetic and tonal differences in many cases. It's crucial to understand that linguistic diversity in China is closely tied to the culture and history of the regions where these languages are spoken. For example, Cantonese is not just a means of communication in Guangdong and Hong Kong, but also an integral part of the cultural identity of those regions. Cantonese songs, Hong Kong movies, and the incredibly famous Cantonese cuisine have significantly influenced Chinese and internationally renowned global culture. Despite the cultural and linguistic richness of China, it's surprising to see how little is translated from Chinese to Spanish. According to UNESCO data, only about 1% of literary translations in Spain and Latin America come from Chinese. This means there's indeed a restricted transfer of knowledge and culture from China to the Spanish-speaking world. Many aspects of Chinese culture, its philosophy, literature, and science are still little known in Spanish-speaking countries. This highlights the need to increase translation efforts, to enrich our mutual understanding and appreciation of each other's rich heritage. The linguistic richness of China is a reflection of its vast and diverse cultural heritage. From the ubiquitous Mandarin to the melodic Cantonese and the numerous regional varieties, each language offers a unique window into the history and culture of the country. I truly hope you enjoyed this incredible journey through the languages of China. If you liked the video, please don't forget to kindly give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our amazing channel for more diverse content about the incredible and fascinating world of languages. If you want to explore our incredible and fascinating multilingual audiovisual universe, I warmly invite you to visit the Primey Voices site. Thank you, and see you next time.